The highlights from this year's Heritage's ANA show, World Coins Signature and Platinum Session auctions. We'll start with a classic Australian coin and a relic of Australia's gold rush era, the 1852 Adelaide pound, Australia's first gold coin. Fewer than 25,000 of these coins were minted in the South Australian Government Assay Office as a means to support the local economy, despite the lack of an official royal sanction to mint these coins. Here we find a fantastic offering of the Type 2 example, characterized by its reverse with a crenulated, or some might say scalloped, inner border. Graded by NGC as a superb MS64, it had little problem securing a closing price at auction of $33,600. With Canada's first gold refinery completed in 1911, a new king crowned just a year prior, and a desire to strengthen cross-border trade with the United States, Canada decided to start minting $5 and $10 gold coins that would match the size and composition of the American Eagle and Half Eagle coins, and these would be exclusively minted with Canadian mined gold. The denominations would be suspended with the outbreak of the First World War in 1914. Here we have one of a small number of specimen strikes from the Ottawa Mint in that first year of issue. Graded as an unsurpassed SP69 from PCGS, it sold at auction for $36,000. Though probably not a presentation piece, the strike quality and almost unbelievable state of preservation of this gold cob of 8 escudos is simply exceptional. Struck at the Mexico City Mint during the reign of Philip V during the year 1713, it is today the finest certified known example of its kind for this coveted date. With NGC slabbing the coin as MS66, there was some heated bidding that saw the coin sell at auction for $40,800. And now for a phenomenally scarce coin from the Transylvanian catalogue that few people ever have a chance or the opportunity to see. A gold 10 ducat coin from 1655 featuring a right-facing standing armored bust of George II Rakotsky holding a scepter. The militarized depiction of the Transylvanian prince fits the assertion that the coin was minted at the inception of the Second Northern War, during which time Transylvania was allied to Sweden against the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Graded by NGC with a details grade of AU for cleaning, this rare coin sold at auction for $75,000. By 1732, the clipping and outright counterfeiting of gold coins had become a significant enough problem in Brazil that the Portuguese government sought to remove milled edge coins entirely from circulation and replace them with the new fleur-de-lis edged coins. Any person caught with the old coinage, or should I say the old edged coins, would be considered a counterfeiter outright and would be to stiff penalties, including immediate confiscation of the coins, a hefty fine, as well as an up to 4-year exile to Africa. It is perhaps then not surprising that coins like this 1731 pesas or 6,400 rice coin are virtually unobtainable today, missing even from the Banco Espírito Santos collection. Though this coin has no official shipwreck certification or pedigree to its name, it is worth noting, however, that the label for saltwater damage is noted, and furthermore, it has a very particular matte-like patina that is typical, usually encountered in pieces from the Clive of India shipwreck that was sunk in 1755 off the coast of South Africa. With its uncirculated details grade from NGC, this presumably unique coin was sold at auction for $90,000. Following the end of the English Civil War and the abolition of the monarchy, Oliver Cromwell took office as the Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, though as time passed, Cromwell began to embrace more and more of the trappings of monarchy. To that point, he is seen here on this 1656 gold pattern wearing a laurel wreath. If not explicit, it certainly is suggestive. But the reverse is not nearly as subtle, where the shield is unmistakably crowned, a peculiarity for a country which, at that time, supposedly had no king. This brilliant broad of 20 shillings is graded as PCGS Proof 62+, and at auction it sold for $96,000. An exceedingly rare offering from Napoleonic France is up for discussion now, in the form of a commemorative medallic essay that is now on display. The piece was made to commemorate the visit of Napoleon as the Consul General of France to the Paris Mint on March 12, 1803, graded by PCGS as SP62+. The coin, which may have once been a part of the Farouk Palace collection, was sold at this occasion for $114,000. William III had rather an interesting role within the British monarchy. He was installed as co-regent alongside his wife, Mary II, following the Glorious Revolution of 1689. After Mary's sudden and unexpected death in 1694, when she was still just 32, he ruled on his own and never remarried. This led to Parliament adopting the Acts of Settlement in 1701, as William had no legitimate heir, and the end of the Stuart rule over Britain was well in sight. And indeed, by 1714, the first Hanoverian king would be crowned. This exquisite 5 guineas is one of the finest examples of William's coins. Graded by NGC as MS63, it had little trouble securing a closing price at auction of $144,000. When the Brazilian gold rush began, the Portuguese crown was eager to retain control over the precious resource in what was then still their colonial territory. To this end, a 20% tax, or a quinto, was levied against any gold discovered, and the use of gold dust was banned altogether, and only gold refined in government foundries could be used in circulation. As you can imagine, this kind of governmental overreach was not exactly popular, and was at the very least one of the factors leading to the Villarica Revolt of 1720. This is one such imperial bar or ingot. In order to be considered legal tender, all the relevant information had to be stamped into the ingot. The foundry, where the gold was refined, towards the left, is Cerro Frio, the date of 1832. The bar number, which would then also correspond to an accompanying certificate of authenticity, which unfortunately was lost for this piece. The fineness, in this case 23 carats, the stated weight of 1 ounce, 2/8 and 14 grains, along with the monogram of the assayer, in this case Antonio of Villa Bittencourt. One of only 7 known surviving examples, this piece was sold at auction for $174,000. Britain had endured rather good fortune under the reign of its various queens, with the odd exception, of course, like Mary I, who thoroughly earned her popular sobriquet of Bloody Mary. Her half-sister, Elizabeth I, though, was a very different story, where the Elizabethan era is regarded as a golden age in English history. And this gold £1 coin is easily one of the absolute finest examples of late Elizabethan coinage that you can find. The 6th-issue coin, being struck between 1595 and 1598, with its key over Woolpack mint mark from the Tower Mint, graded by NGC as MS66 star, it sold at auction for $240,000. Oftentimes lauded as the most beautiful coin in the world, and certainly that claim retains unyielding merit within the British catalogue, the 1839 Una and the Lion quintuple sovereign was intended to celebrate the inception of Queen Victoria's reign, with Victoria depicted on the reverse as the fabled Una from Edmund Spenser's The Fairy Queen. Published almost 250 years prior, as it was upon release. The coin remains one of the most popular British coins ever made, with this example graded by NGC as Proof 63 Ultra Cameo to raise $372,000 at auction. The Meiji reforms that took place in Japan following the Meiji Restoration in 1868 represent a fundamental transformation of Japanese society, including its monetary system. Gone would be the cast or hammered mon or obon pieces, making way instead for the new milled yen coins from the newly established Osaka Mint. Embracing the gold standard, this is one of the first patterns of this new 10 yen coin, struck in a larger 32mm planchet as opposed to the regular coin of just around 29. There have been precious few of these patterns that have managed to survive. Only 5 are graded between PCGS and NGC, with this 1870 example authenticated by NGC as MS66. At auction, it managed to secure a closing price of $564,000. Subscribe to WNN and activate notifications with the bell icon so you'll know when new videos are released. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching. Keep collecting and have a fantastic day.